Stretch your body. Stretch your bodies. Make sure all the things are stretched. Now. Just do. Stretch your body. Just make sure all the sitting, because our guests are coming back and we are going now to the master class. Okay, raise your hand and just, Too much of sitting is a problem. I know what I'm doing. Too much of sitting is a problem. Okay, so it's good. Auntie Debbie Classy is here. One of the panelists, please put your hands together for her. One of the panelists we have in the house. Thank you, and all of our guests are back. Okay, all our uncles and big brothers are back. So we are so fortunate. Please take your seat. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. It's very, very, very interesting when you have people that have you in heart, where they are supposed to be in other places, but they said we have to be here to hear from these people and to provide solutions to them and to, of course, encourage them like our daddy just did. So it's time now for me to introduce back and bring back the convener of this program. Let's put our hands together for her. I don't know the best way to call you, but I know that the barrister is there. So for the master class, this is a real business. Please, don't allow anyone to distract you. This is the real business. This is the reason why we are here. Make sure you leave this place with something from what we are going to be having right now. Thank you so much, Sister Patience, for coming.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I'm so grateful to have all of you here. So I have my slides, but for some reasons, my slides are all ready for you. I would have asked them to project it, but because we started one conversation earlier on, I feel if I attend to all of those your questions, I would have handled everything on my slide, directly or indirectly. Please, I need someone to time me. My time is only 40 minutes. Okay? So in that 40 minutes, I hope I'm able to attend to all of your questions. So my time starts now, because I promised us that we'll leave here at 12:45, and we will do that. So today, I'll be talking to us about how to dominate your industry. Dominate your industry. Secondly, I will look slightly into cross-industry collaboration. Cross-industry collaboration. And I'm sure my brothers here will help us on public-private partnerships, okay? How we can add value to what? Governance. I want to ask us a question, and I don't need an answer, but I want you to think about it now and after now. Is it better to own 100% of nothing or own 10% of something? Is it better to own 100% of nothing or own 10% of something? You don't need to answer me. Go and think about it. Ask yourself, the business you're running right now, is it equal to 100% of nothing, or it is 10% of something? If the business you have right now has no solid foundation that enables it to thrive without your participation, and your input and your presence, then there is a problem. Let me say this. The reason I'm able to run this passion, now this is my passion, what I'm doing now, the Impact Store, is by my company called the CEO's Portal. It's a passion. This whole event is sponsored by that company. And the only reason I'm able to do it is because my law firm is doing well. So this is like the foundation birthed by my law firm. And I'm only able to travel around because I have competent people working for me. It is not just owned by myself. I also have other partners that put in their efforts. So I will give you an example. When you know your strength, then it helps you to know who to get to support you. Some of us are starters. You are great at thinking of an idea. You are great at starting something, but you're not a good finisher. So if you know you're a starter, your best bet is to get an executioner, a finisher. If not, you will start something amazing, and before you know it, you just didn't do it the way. All this is in respect of what I have said. Should you own 10% of something? So if, for instance, you have an amazing idea that you know this can change the world, either by solving a problem or by bringing in something innovative that can change the world, and you know you're not capable to execute it to the end, that's where you should get partners on board. Get people that will complement your weakness as a person. Even though we're talking about businesses as being organization, you cannot separate it from the identity of human being. So you must ensure that you get someone that complements your weakness, right? That having been said, the question is, how do we dominate our own industry? Remember when I asked earlier on that if I ask today, who is the best tailor in Jalingo, we will not agree on one person, right? Because nobody has built a business that is distinguished from every other thing. So all of us were doing copy and pasting. And the painful thing is, some of you copy, you don't even know how to paste well. So you copy a great idea, then you just go and paste it anyhow. So how do you dominate your industry? It starts with you. The first thing, I mentioned this earlier, set your goal. Second thing that is very important is personal development. Number 2 is personal development. That you have an idea, that you have a passion, that you have an understanding about that idea you want to run is not sufficient. There is a knowledge you need to add to help you create, sustain that business. And you might not know it unless you learn. So don't just say, I've started the business. Can you go and learn about how basic finances about business? Learn about how to be innovative, how to increase and make your business better. Read books, watch YouTube. I mean, with AI and with what is happening in the world now, it's easy to learn. Unlike before that you have to go into a physical library. Now we have e-libraries online that you just pay tokens and you can do any kind of research. Personal development is key. If as a CEO, as a founder, you don't have a budget to increase and improve your knowledge about what you're doing, you're wrong. On a yearly basis, have a budget. Okay, let's say you're into the food industry. You should have a budget that next year I want to go and learn a new cuisine. I want to go and learn new plating system. I want to go and learn something about your business that will set you apart from others. So you'll be the one leading, others will be copying. All the businesses you see that thrive in the world today, all the unicorn businesses they see, starts with the mindset and the vision of one person that now leverages on other people, other resources to be an amazing company. So don't ever think what you're doing is too small not to invest in your personal development. Third thing you need to do to dominate your industry is to ensure that you have solid system and structure. Don't be the chief executive of everything of your business. System and structure. Do you know one thing I realized? In every part of the world, before they start any business, they will have legal department, they will have finance, they will have every department you can imagine that a government will have, or a bank industry we have, or any serious-minded business we have. But here, when we want to start business, do I need to say? We know what we do, right? And that's why our business just remains a mushroom business. Do you know that if your idea is so solid that you know can transform the world, you can even sell that idea to someone to bring in their own money and be part of that business? You can sell that idea to someone to get his knowledge to grow the business without paying. So I tell you, money is not the only thing you need. In fact, money is the last thing if you're very sound and deliberate about what you're doing. So please, your system and structure, you need to work on it. That's another way you can dominate your business. And before I finish this aspect, I will tell us different areas that we can actually, or how you can dominate. You know, it's not just about dominating. There are areas you can focus on to actually dominate and stand out, okay? Then the next thing you want to do is to ensure you have financial literacy. Financial literacy. See, go and learn basic finances. Before now, we used to say, oh, lawyers don't like maths. But now we love maths because we understand that. If you don't love maths, then what are you doing? Financial literacy is important. It will help you come up with budget. You will even plan ahead. You will know what your focus is for that month. You will know the amount of energy, effort you should put in to generate certain revenue. Don't just wake up and say, if we sell today, we'll thank God. If we don't sell tomorrow, we thank God. No. God wants you to sell. But the effort is in your hands. The next is communication skill. Some of us, we have fantastic ideas, but we don't even know how to tell the next person. We don't even, in fact, there's something we call elevator speech or elevator pitch, either way. Now, when you meet someone that can solve your problem, you have 20 seconds to express yourself to get his attention. 20 seconds. Because for elevator to move from one floor to the next is 20 seconds most times, except for super fast ones. And that's why they call it elevator pitch. Now the question is, do you even have an elevator pitch? Assuming today, now, here, we bring up a commissioner and say you have 20 seconds to pitch and get his attention. Can you do that? That's when we'll start mannerism. You know, I do this, I add that, I bring. Come on. So your communication skill has to be top notch. Next is negotiation skill. As a CEO, as a founder, you cannot negotiate. Suppliers will finish your money. You should be able to negotiate your way through things. Oh, supplier tells you, madam, this whole, is it bill? Those your fabrics is 1 million naira. As a founder, you should be able to cut down certain amounts from that. Negotiation is not something, it's not talking. You have to intelligently put a point forward on why your position should be accepted or why your counter offer should be taken. So it's not just ranting. So you need to put your best foot forward when you're negotiating with your suppliers, with even customers. You invest 1 million naira to make a dress, and someone is saying, oh, I can only buy it 500,000. If you're an absolutely amazing negotiator, you will be able to tell that customer why the only price that can get that dress from your shop is 1 million. But if you're not, kiche dari biarko, dari biar di maza biar kisogoma. Tai kariade, za biar kisogoma. So your negotiation skill has to be top notch. Next is leadership skill. As a CEO, you must lead yourself first. So there's something we call self-leadership. That's where most of us are found wanting. That's why we're not disciplined. That's why we cannot pay ourselves salary. That's why you spend the company's money. That's why you report late at work. That's why you will not go and look for customers. That's why you spend 10 hours scrolling on Instagram. Leadership skill. Lead yourself first and have the ability to lead others. You must be able to understand the strengths, the weaknesses of your staff. Also understand the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threat to your own business. Cut all across leadership. And these are things we can learn. There are some that are born leaders, but I can tell you the highest percent of individuals learn leadership skills, and we can learn it. So don't go and hide and say, oh no, I don't know. You know how to do it. Go and learn. In fact, if you don't know how to do it, go and learn. So these are some of the ways you can dominate your industry. Did I mention money in any of these? Imagine if you can implement, even if it's 50% of what I've listed. Just imagine what will happen to your business. Will there be a change? Will there be a change? Who will implement? It's good to learn. We will learn, but implementing is always the problem. Okay, so which way can you dominate? So in business, we have different parameters to measure dominance. So before you can say this person is the best fashion designer, what are the things you can look at to arrive at that judgment of him being the best? That's the area I'm going to mention now. Please, I want you to know that you cannot, and I'm serious, it will be hard for you at your startup stage to dominate in all those realms. So what is important is pick the one that you know, based on your skill, your passion, you can actually thrive in and work on it. Is it clear? So let me quickly list them first, then I'll just explain that. Is brand recognition. 5 is influence.